we want to know how does a landslide affect the Earth's surface? How does a landslide affect the Earth's surface? Okay, so let's think about this. Okay, I want you to keep this in your mind, keep this question in your mind as I do a little experiment for you. Okay, so keep this question in your mind as I do a little experiment for you. So how does a landslide affect the Earth's surface? So I'm going to create a landslide. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it'll work. Okay. So I'm going to take first some sand. I need kind of a good amount of sand. And then I'm going to take some gravel. I may need a little more sand. Okay. I have sand, gravel. Okay, so this is usually what's in like a mountain. I have sand and I have gravel. Okay, so then I'm actually going to trace, which actually is already kind of has a circle on it. Where did my markers go? Oh. Okay, so here's my circle. It's where my mountain is. And then I'm actually going to draw. So around my mountain, I may have some trees. Okay, I may have some houses. I know my houses look wonderful. I'm just drawing it fast. It's kind of like a building, kind of, a little bit. I may have some roads. Okay, so if I have some roads, I have some homes, I have some trees. So then if I take, okay, my mixture, I'm going to do this, okay, I'm going to flip it over. Oops, some of it came out. What's going to start to happen? It wasn't supposed to come out of the cup. What's going to happen when I lift up the cup? If I start to cause a landslide?
It's going to explode.
Okay, Dimitri, what else is going to happen? What's going to happen to some of those houses and the trees and the roads?
They're all going away.
They're all going to be destroyed, right? So look, it just moved a little bit. Okay, so they just moved a little bit when I did that. Well, what about if I start to pour water on it? You think it's going to make it worse?
Yeah.
Like the heavy rain? I don't have a lot of water. I actually drink most of the bottle. Is it making it a lot worse?
Yes, I think.
Not that much.
Yeah,
because the trees got
Yes, it is.
that means they got knocked off and everything.
So look, so now look what if it causes it So if it starts to move, right? Because we'll just say it's moving, because it's not moving. So if it starts moving like this and stuff, right? Now all of this stuff is getting covered. So what's happening to all of this?
It's
being
being
destroyed.
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 Destroyed, right?
It's being destroyed.
All the houses and the roads and the buildings is getting destroyed. What do you think's happening to the Earth's actual surface underneath it? What's happening to that Earth's surface? Is it staying in one piece right now?
No, it is not.
No. Because remember we said that there could be volcanoes, there could be earthquakes that might cause this. So if that causes this is going to maybe start to move. And look, it's going to start to make things, look at all those rocks moving around. It would make things a lot worse, right? So the Earth's surface is not staying still underneath it. But after this is done and it's covered everything up, it's created new what? What did it create new of? It's gonna created new earth, it created new soil, right? Because now all of this is gonna stay where it is.
Soil, land, and
Unless someone comes in and moves it, obviously. If someone comes in and moves it, then it wouldn't stay. Because if this was actual houses and stuff, they would have to dig underneath these houses and find the houses and the people and stuff. So it wouldn't necessarily stay. But if it wasn't, if this was just a landslide that happened in somewhere that didn't have any kind of houses, it just had trees and stuff, it would cover up the trees and it would just create new land. Right? It wouldn't necessarily get moved. So then it kind of would start over. All right, so, man, I don't have any paper towels in here. All right, so now I want you to get your journal because we're gonna write just a little bit. We actually kind of need to do earthquakes, but maybe we'll do earthquakes tomorrow because we're probably not gonna have time.
Wait, we're gonna do earthquakes tomorrow?
Yes, but because we technically all did earthquakes, but I wanted to at least show you, kind of do my experiment like I did with the volcanoes and stuff. So I was gonna show you all that.
Let's go!
All right, so you should be getting out your science journal. You should be getting out your science journal because we're gonna do the same thing we did with volcanoes. We're gonna write landslides. You're gonna write landslides. You're gonna write landslides. Okay, and then you're gonna need some crayons. You're gonna need some crayons because we're gonna create a landslide. So the first thing we have to do is kind of create our mountain. And if you don't have any crayons, you can color it later, or you don't have to color it. It's up to you. But make sure you draw something. I've got my mountain. And I'm going to draw these big pieces. Because that's kind of the rocks. All right, well, now I need to draw, right, like a road and maybe some trees. So then I can see kind of what is in its way, what might be in the landslide's way once it starts to fall. So I'm going to draw some trees.
Miss Shannon, do you have to color?
No, you don't have to, but you do need to draw. You don't have to color, but you do need to draw. And then maybe I'm going to draw a road. And then I'll draw another road right here. All right, so what starts to happen when I draw a cloud. So what's going to start to happen to my landslide when I start to get some heavy rain coming? It's going to start to do what?
A landslide will happen.
A landslide, right? So look, we're going to draw these little marks because that means the mountain's shaking. You want to draw those because that means the mountain's shaking. And we want to know that the mountain is shaking. So you want to draw those marks. Okay? And then you're going to draw, ready? A big brown line going through the road and the trees. You're going to draw some big brown lines going through the road and the trees.
Wait a minute. Why do we need to draw lines?
Because that's just because we're doing landslides. That's destroying the road and the trees because it's raining.
The dirt sliding down.
That's what a landslide does.
That's a complete mess.
It is. That's what a landslide does.
Miss Shannon, can I tell you something?
Sure.
My neighborhood was flooded.
Oh my goodness. So draw your landslide. I would draw some little rocks in here too, because it's not always just sand. Remember, mine had rocks in it. So sometimes there can be those big old rocks in it. Which that's kind of what starts to cause damage.
Then why don't people build an underground house?
They could. That would probably help. That would probably help. They did.
And make a mansion under there and have everything they need.
You could definitely do that. So then we're going to write a landslide is loose rocks and soil sliding fast from a hill or mountain. A landslide is loose rocks and soil sliding fast from a hill or mountain. Okay, so what are some causes what causes landslides? What were some of the different things we said causes landslides? We drew one of them. What do we say? What are some different things that causes landslides?
Rain.
Heavy rain. Okay, what else? We said, what else, Bella?
Earthquakes.
Earthquakes. There's also, talked about this on Monday, no, Tuesday. A fall. Anybody?
Volcano.
Grace.
Volcano.
Volcanic eruption. What else? Camila, what did you tell me? You told me two good ones.
I said, like very bad rain and mining and chopping down trees causes that.
Mining. And I'm going to put these two together. Chopping down trees. Heavy rain, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, mining and chopping down trees. Okay. There's one more that I'm thinking of. Remember that we talked about? We've used this word before. Walter, what was it?
Erosion.
Erosion. Soil erosion. So there's heavy rain, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, mining and chopping down trees, soil erosion.
I also remember something else was said.
What?
Like big, which can cause like erosion on heavy water. So on the floor of the ocean, it could cause a landslide underwater.
And that was called a.
Yeah, I know one
One more. No one said zero gravity.
Submarine landslide.
So there was. So we'll put. Let's put a star.
Landslide.
A submarine landslide happens underwater. Okay? And then our last question. How does a landslide affect the Earth's surface? How does it affect the Earth's surface? What does it do? Last one. How does it affect the Earth's surface? Last question. Katya, how does it affect the Earth's surface?
Because it can knock things down.
It destroys things and it can create what?
A mountain.
It can create, think about what happened. All of this is now going to become new land, right? Or soil. So we're going to say, landslides cause massive destruction and create new land. And that's our last sentence that we're going to do.